I'm here with Mike, the CEO of Torzano Property Pros in Nutley, New Jersey. He's also a home service university student. We're sitting on the curb in front of one of his job sites right now, and he's not even working because he has two guys working for him. But you've came a long way since then. Mike joined our program a little over a year ago, so June 6, 2025. I know that exact date because I was going through my phone a couple of weeks ago at our conversations, and quite a bit has changed in the last 13 months or so here.
Right.
So give us a little bit of backstory. I know you and your brother, you went with your brother. You guys are both wrestlers.
Yeah.
Kind of talk me through when you started right out of university, you started in the home services. What kind of led you to starting a business in the first place?
When I was wrestling in college, didn't really have much money. I wanted to start making more money. So my brother and I, we came up with this idea together of cleaning windows. And that started with something as simple as going door to door.
So you started cleaning windows, and I'm assuming you guys had a beautiful brand new F-150 and a bunch of money in the bank before starting?
No, we actually asked mom for a little bit of a loan to go and get the mop, the squeegee. We got a little foldable ladder. We jammed everything into my Volkswagen Jetta.
So he started with a Volkswagen Jetta, knocking on doors, and a $500 loan from his mom. Your only service at that time was window cleaning?
Correct.
You joined HSU in June 2025. What was your first beginning of that year like? Like kind of what were you guys doing in revenue? What were some of the challenges you guys were facing? What were some of the things you learned before?
Yeah, so in June, when we first joined HSU, we were doing right around anywhere between like 6 to 10K a month. It was super up and down, just kind of depending on like what kind of effort we were putting in. We were struggling obviously with the vehicle. It was something that was super tough. And we were just ultimately just really trying to build a brand.
You first saw my stuff on social media. You said that you thought about doing the lights the year before, and then you ended up reaching out ahead of time, which I always tell guys to do, get for lights. And we met that first time, and I kind of gave you guys a couple weeks to figure some stuff out. And then what was ultimately the reason why you decided to join HSU?
Yeah, so I knew that we were going to eventually hit a slow season because we've seen it already. And I wanted to prepare. I saw everything that you were doing with the lighting, and I thought it was something that I had the ability to do, and it's something that I'm really happy I've been a part of it, and having you help me out along the way.
Were you nervous about making that investment to getting some mentorship?
In the beginning, I was pretty optimistic about it. You know, you do see a lot of different things, especially on social media, when it comes to people trying to coach you and mentor you, but I had a pretty good gut feeling about it.
Especially when you're brand new, I find when you're like, don't have a bunch of business experience, it's hard to tell who's legit and good and worth doing it with versus who's just putting on a show. So as soon as you joined HSU, it was a bit of an investment for your brother, you and your brother. How long after joining HSU did you start noticing the benefits of joining? Like you got in there, you signed in. How long after before you started being able to implement something and grow your business or get a quick win?
I was actually able to implement some sauce that you gave me even before joining. You and I, we talked a little bit, and we talked about, you know, the upsells. And from there, we saw an immediate jump. For example, like I think we had $700 on the board that day. From knocking the 3 days that we did to line that day up. And then I went out that day, upsold a couple of different services I knew I can do with what I had. And that $700 day almost 3x'd. It was a $1,700 day. That was pretty cool to see. And right there, I knew, I was like, all right, I think I might be at the right spot.
Yeah. We were talking about it earlier. So they first met, but they were really strapped on cash flow and strapped on time being a new business, which is normal. And then I gave him a section of HSU and said, hey, implement this. You'll make money, I promise you. And you implemented it, which I was saying earlier, a lot of guys will take that and do nothing with it. And then that allowed you to make the investment in HSU.
Yeah.
And then last year, what did you guys end up doing for holiday lighting?
Last year, we did 150K in recurring contracts, and we collected right around 50.
So 50,000 in completed sold jobs. So when I teach lighting, we teach recurring agreements. It's high ticket and recurring. So that means that they sold $50,000 worth of 3-year agreement. So 150,000 in revenue, $50,000 completed, collected, paid last year doing lighting. And how did lighting impact your business last year?
Yeah, it actually impacted it immensely. We hit an entirely new customer base, and it also kept myself busy and some of the other guys that I had on at the time, as well as gave us even more cash flow to use into the next season.
Awesome. So first year full-time going into it, 180,000. You didn't have your brother full-time yet either.
No.
He was still kind of in school. And now this year, your official full year 2, taking it seriously, what's the revenue goal for this year?
Revenue goal for this year, it's right around 700,000.
700,000, and your goal is 200,000 in Christmas lights, he was saying.
Yeah.
And also last year when we first met, you and your brother were basically doing it all yourselves.
Everything.
Today
So-
we were at the home office and we had how many vehicles going out?
We had 3 vehicles going out with 6 technicians on them.
6 technicians, 3 vehicles, 13 months apart. And what's the biggest shift of going from being like an owner-operator, hustle, grinding, and figuring out everything on your own to having some guidance, being able to hire guys to do the work for you and hit the level you're at now?
Yeah, so the biggest shift I think that really made it work outside of having someone like my brother with me was actually building systems that I know will work when the guys are out there, the systems that work without me. And it's allowed me to focus on other parts of the business like sales, for example, or, you know, some other admin work and things of that nature.
Beautiful. So you guys are absolutely crushing it. What would you say to someone that was in the same position as you were a year ago? They're a new business owner, they're tight on cash flow, they're figuring it all themselves, and they might be a little bit nervous about kind of joining HSU and investing in themselves and getting some help.
Yeah, I would say Adam's been an amazing mentor to me. Treats everyone the same over there. He really dials in. Whenever I do need help, this is a guy I look forward to. And then outside of that, being a new business owner, I think walking strong, being faithful, and just one foot in front of the other every single day.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ups, a lot of downs, and the best way I found to handle everything is stay pretty even keel throughout the days, weeks, and months.
Yeah, I always say that business is just a game of outlasting.
Yeah,
Because so many people give up and quit. And we were
Yeah.
talking last night with your dad about how like my pro hockey background and then being in wrestling and taking it to D1 makes you stronger and makes you mentally. But the thing that's better about business is everything's in your control.
Yep. Input equals output. When I was an athlete, you know, there was a lot of input I put in. I didn't always see what I thought the work was worth. You know, I was breaking my ass. Now I know what I'm doing in business, and as an entrepreneur, I know X input equals X output, and that's like really rewarding.
Awesome. And you guys are going to keep crushing it. And then my last question here for you is, what would you say your favorite part about HSU is? Is it the community? Is it the resources, the live coaching, the classes?
There's so much good stuff about it. The community is really cool, especially like you have people to talk to. You have people that have the same wins as you, the same struggles as you. It's not weird to talk about business, you know, especially when you're surrounded by a group of people like that. And outside of that, having someone in your corner like Adam, who's already done it before, is really cool because, you know, he's done it. He's been there. He's seen the highs. He's seen the lows. I'm sure probably 99% of my problems he's probably dealt with at some point along the line. He's been able to give me guidance with that.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you in here, and we'll do another video when you hit your $1 million.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.